Hello, everyone, and welcome to the brand new episode of Connecting During Crisis. My name is Joseph Luciano, alongside to our co-host, Miss Karaoke Queen, Michelle Clark. What's going on? Introduce yourselves.
Hi, I'm Michelle Clark, and as you said, I'm the karaoke queen.
Oh,
Welcome.
oh man, that's good. That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, today this is gonna be real different, guys. Is a it's a in the beginning revisit for this time.
Ooh,
Episode one is our most popular episode at 1.1K. Y'all hope y'all remember this. So to recap and kindly celebrate this great effort, here are some clips of our first discussion during the beginning of this pandemic. The members of the panel are Philly Camp members, and we are discussing how to put our creative thoughts together. Since at this time the world was on lockdown and being outside was restricted, as well as how many people were allowed inside businesses. Hmm. So communication like Zoom, StreamYard, Skype became more important in keeping in touch, since in person contact was limited to small groups of 10 and most businesses were closed. I'm gonna do this, Michelle. I'm gonna send you a real quick clip.
okay.
So you will for like a couple minutes.
Look at us.
Yeah. Okay, because we're doing
Yes.
today we were supposed to do get together about your Akira. You sent a lot of project information for your end. What were your plans? You try to? Got it. Unmute. Uh,
Yeah? Uh-oh. Did we lose her? Uh-oh.
I guess so.
Uh-oh.
She said her phone was acting up, so.
That's anyway, Michelle. What you want since you part of since you only
Well,
went here?
since last call, you have inspired me to make a little video.
Yeah.
and it's going to be the Shelly Fresh show. And I'll be singing and reading my poetry, and I'll be putting it on Facebook and YouTube as soon as I get it together. Right now, I've only got the introduction together right now.
Okay.
See what things come out of my brain when you get inspired. Hopefully, I can send you the promo soon, because I haven't had the poetry or the singing or dancing yet. So you'll see. As soon as I get it together, and as soon as I find the right computer
Hey
and
Martin, we just tuned in
everything to
recap
work
on episode one.
properly
Just
with Facebook.
keep
Hope
posting
Kara's
this one.
okay. It got silent on me.
Hey, Martin.
Someone,
Hello?
Kara.
Yeah, sorry. My daughter's school called with an update. Same
Happened.
stuff, different day.
Everything okay?
Yeah, they're called. I don't know. I don't know. They're still in the planning stages. See, we don't live in Philly. We live in Delaware County. So Delaware County is like a whole bunch of school districts. My daughter's school district, they haven't given us any instruction yet about like what to do, and that's the thing. Like a lot of people don't get when I tell them. They be like, "But they're giving out computers." I'm like, "No, that's in Philadelphia. I don't live in Philadelphia. We're in a whole nother county and a whole nother district." So they're, I guess, gonna try to. They're still trying to figure out what they're gonna do with these kids. So in the meantime, I've been giving my daughter like workbooks and whatever her teacher sent with us before the school shut down.
Okay.
Yep.
Anyway, since you on what was you know a lot of information about the
on the last semester you sent out?
I know a lot of information about the last message I sent out. Nobody gonna see this, but I just totally ran a light. Nobody saw
I
it.
got it.
Nobody saw that. I was breaking the law, man. Word. Yeah. I'm bad. Woohoo! Not really.
You say hello, everyone. Forgive me.
I
I'm
love that
sure
movie.
I have already
It's so
talked about
funny.
this. I was
that.
thinking we'd do a documentary.
Oh yeah. I was thinking
All right,
that
let's stop
like
this one. I'm gonna ask that question, guys. Hold on a second. We'll get back on this. Hold up. That's funny. Hey, Martin, how you doing?
Hi,
From
Morton. Hey. Good old episode 1.
Martin. Let me see if Martin got something to say. I'm sorry.
But Martin, you muted? Is he muted?
Yeah. Hey, Martin, what's going on? How you been?
No, what was that? The first episode?
Yeah, we doing in the beginning.
Very first.
Okay.
Revisit. We were talking about like tools like Zoom, StreamYard, Skype. And the first question, let's do this, Michelle. So, what you think of our gatherings of creative minds? Here's everybody a question. What y'all think about?
Well, I think we had a lot of fun, and from our first episode, and it inspired us to continue on. So I think that was like our first creative mind type activity. It was like, okay, what do we do now? How do we go forward from here? I mean, nobody was certain of what would happen during the pandemic. No one knew anything. Everybody had fears and things, but still, we remained creative during the whole time. And we're at episode 30,
It's
7?
39.
39?
Yes.
Wow,
39.
we come a long way, baby. And we've
Learn
had
from
lots
Martin.
of good conversations.
I know. This was like when I was thinking about this episode. I was like, "This what I'm doing." I had a whole question. You guys came out talk about topics of documentary. I purposely recorded for some reason for purposes, and I was like going over stuff. Like, wait a minute. That was why I was clicking. Like I was thinking something. That's what happened.
Okay.
First of all, my apologies about everybody. Make sure to sign paper. I put this on the show. Try to work on something out. Bear with me on it. And Martin, I remember Martin had the ice cream showing. I'll show you that part a little bit.
Mhm.
Remember this one?
Was I on there?
Yeah. We're gonna I'll put it back a little bit. You know what was the first part? I know you got in just a little late. You know.
I mean, you guys look like you had a lot of fun. I mean, I agree with Michelle. It just forces you to see what you can do in a given situation. It forces you to be creative. It forces you to do things in a different way. Like I said, it looks like you guys had a lot of fun. Eventually, I guess I popped up on there, but it's just something different. It's so funny because usually we're in the studio doing things,
I know.
and not only with Philly Cam, but just with networks all across the world. Yeah, if you looked at your local news networks, they were forced to broadcast at home. So what do you see? You hear the dogs barking. Sometimes you hear the babies crying. You hear stuff in the background that you don't normally hear in a professional studio.
Yeah.
It just showed just another side to things, just maybe humanize everything. Where hey, we could still do this and still be effective, still be productive. In certain ways, I wish, I don't want the pandemic to come back, but I wish they do studio work from home because it just showed just a different element that was just refreshing. But it was good that we had a chance to like I said, just do something different and just see where we can go from here. We don't have to be in one place all the time with the technology, especially today. I think you mentioned Zoom and StreamYard, and it's just incredible and just incredible what the things that you can do today. Is just we're just taking it further and further. And what's funny is, business wise, you look at something like Zoom during the pandemic. Zoom was a resource for everybody. Everybody said go to Zoom. Now before the pandemic, most people didn't know about Zoom because most people, are just not into technology. Just didn't have a need for it. No one's in the house all the time. But Zoom was right there. But now, because it's ingrained in our daily lives, Zoom has to say, how can we stay on top? Because it's going to be other networks, it's going to be other platforms that's going to do live streaming with everybody, and somebody's going to do something better than we're doing. So how do we stay on top of that? It's the same thing with social media back in the day when you looked at things like Facebook, and then you saw Instagram. Facebook said, I think the best idea is just to go out and buy Instagram because we can't do the stuff that they're doing. Snapchat, maybe we need to have a version of Snapchat on Facebook because we see it's effective and we can lose in the long run. So it's very, it's interesting to see how things are changing. I mean, the most common example I think we all heard is when Netflix ended Blockbuster. That's when Blockbuster wasn't ready for the wave, or they're not even ready, but they said, nah, it's not going to happen. It's funny when somebody
West Coast
says,
Video. Remember that one?
exactly.
Yeah.
If somebody says it's not going to happen, somebody says, okay, I can make it happen. So it was really fun times.
I know. Remember the old video stores like West Coast Video,
Oh,
Blockbuster,
yeah. Yeah, Mike's Video, West Coast.
Video Mine.
Yeah. Blockbuster took over that, and then Netflix took over Blockbuster.
Yes, I know.
So that's it's kind of amazing.
I remember those times. We always rent video games. Remember
Right.
some of the
Yeah.
video games, Sega Genesis. Of
And
course,
plus, that was an activity. I mean, just going to the video store itself was something to keep the kids busy.
What did they
It
used to
was
say?
an outing.
What they say? Make it a blockbuster night or make it a movie night with Blockbuster, something like
Yeah.
yeah,
that.
definitely, of course.
Mhm.
Oh, of
Yeah,
course.
family night.
All
That's
right.
the beginning of that was family night, Even just going to the place was family night. Not just getting the video and watching it, just going there. The kids were excited. I remember the first time I went and there was tons of kids in there, with their parents. And the parents are like, ah, something to keep the kids busy. And the kids were running in the store and you
Right.
know and looking at the movies. Oh, I want this, mom. I want that. But they kept them busy. And the parents are like, relaxed. And then they got the movies and went home and watched it and ate popcorn. And, it brought people together. And then all of a sudden, yoink, the stores are closed. And now everything is on, like you said, streaming services and stuff. But not everybody is into that. So I'm not.
But
So,
I'll tell you something that's funny, Michelle. Just yesterday, my brother and I, we were hooking up a new TV for my mom and my dad. The last TV blew out. They had it for like 20 years, whatever. So we hooked up another TV. But the space where they had the TV is they had a Blu-ray player also. And we looked at it and we looked at each other and said, well, we don't even know if we need to hook up the Blu-ray player. Who uses the Blu-ray players now?
I know that did not last very long. It
Yeah,
was like CDs, DVDs, and then Blu-ray. I think
that was it.
Blu-ray lasted only like 3 years, and it was like, never mind. Then it was HD, and I'm like, wow.
Right.
It's like technology just kept evolving like so fast. I don't
Hmm.
think, like I said, I think Blu-ray only lasted like 3 years or something.
It wasn't long. It wasn't
Mm-mm.
long at all.
I mean, everything else at least lasted till 10 years, but it was like, hello, here today, going tomorrow. And then people were like, oh, let me give me a Blu-ray player. And they're like, those are obsolete now. It's like, oh, nobody gets them anymore. It's like, wow. Like I said, 3 years. And I really didn't, I wasn't into it anyway, but I just noticed they came and they went. It's like, wow, if I wanted to buy one, I couldn't. Couldn't anyway. They don't make them anymore. So that's the way technology goes. It's like,
Yeah.
okay, whatever's popular.
You'd have to go like on eBay or something to a vintage place to buy a Blu-ray player, maybe.
Yeah, yeah, and cheap. It's like almost giving them away.
Mhm.
Please take these things.
Okay, I'm gonna tell you another clip for Kiara part for the second question. Hold on tight. I'm gonna show you this part.
Okay,
You don't mind that, guys? I'm sorry.
this is a recap show. Show it, baby.
Got that right. I'm gonna keep playing it until we.
I'm trying to. What is the group? I can't think of one. Listen. Y'all trying to be a part of my group? Y'all gotta be on my team, all right? We're gonna be the new mob out here. We're gonna be running out here breaking legs and stuff. But stay in the house. Stay in the house. But you know what's crazy? In the Philippines, they're ordering people to shoot people dead if they leave their house.
I heard that, and they were going to do that in China as well. Well, he's crazy in the first place. He would have done it. But you know what? We can add that to the documentary as little
Yeah, add something like that. Yes.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to do. Like, talk about what's going on in the world, but also give our diaries. Not only give our diaries, but also let's talk about what's going on in the world. Like, I ain't gonna lie, I'm not really sure where to get my sources from. Like, even talk about that. Like, I don't know who's lying or who's telling the truth. Like, one person saying one thing and they've been right, another person saying something else. Like, even all the way down to cures. Well, not even cures, vaccines. Like,
well, even though we don't know what's fake anymore, but we could say, we could put that in the documentary, like while we were all sitting waiting for news or whatever about this pandemic, and this is what has come out, that in other countries, people are threatening to kill each other. Whoever coughs next to them gets shot. You know, we don't know if that's true, but that's the fears that this world has brought, you know, into life now. So we can.
Yeah, because India, they talking about beating. Look, India, they beating people with sticks, and I guess there's a riot going on right now because I guess people are saying they took it too far because apparently they beat some old man to death, and all he was doing was looking for food.
Yeah, I think I saw that video.
Women and girls too. I'm like, are y'all crazy? Like, this is
like I said, this is what you know. Like, remember all those. We can also add to hi Narissa. We can also add like how through the years, movies and books have talked about end of the world type theories. We can also add that into the documentary. Like, it's funny how some things have come to pass, you know, even though they were like, oh, I was just a crazy idea I had back in 19 or 20
some odd years. Like Contagion. Like, I remember watching Contagion and thinking, oh, thank God, this could never happen, and
it is. It's happening, and it's happening. And so we can also use that as references, you know, like people's theories of back in the day, how I wish I had won an Emmy or something for that, you know. But yeah, I had a thought like that too once upon a time. But but and everybody looked at me like, you crazy. And you really? So and then there's references in the Bible that some people have been pointing out, you know, like, you know, you can add that into the documentary as well.
Scientific angles and religious angles that we can take from it too.
Exactly.
You're like, well, religious is this, and you're like, well, in science they say this is what we should have did, and then maybe also put in there, you know, I don't want to come off like I don't want to come off like, God, you know, I want Jesus, what? You know, talk about some things in terms of like people who are anti-vaxxers. Like, I'm a parent, and I'm not even sure how that movement goes, but there was there was this one girl, this reality star from the show Teen Mom, like, even if there's a vaccine, I won't vaccinate my kids. Like, even talk about, you know, if there's a vaccine for COVID-19, that versus the anti-vaxxers that are like, I'm not going to vaccinate my kids, and you know, the people who are like, oh, this is mass hysteria. And then also talk about, you know, I do want to, I don't know if it was already touched on, I do want to talk about how the U.S. and several other countries dropped the ball. Like, just to put that out there, like, people need to understand. We dropped the ball. We weren't prepared for this. And now, this is what we're dealing with.
Luis, you got something to say? I know you was trying to
Hold on a second.
speak.
Yeah, I was just
Sorry. Okay. Sorry. In question 2, our
Okay.
first and only voting reporter, Kiara, stole the show. Did
Yes,
her antics and thoughts bring a good smile to your face?
I would say so. She kept us in the spirit of like camaraderie and friendship. And even though she was like bouncing around in the supermarket and talking about food and all those type of things, but it kind of kept our minds off of the situation at hand. I think that kind of helped us get along during that session. Um, it was a good time to come together and think of a show and all that kind of stuff and the documentary and everything. But in the same vein, it kept us from feeling like, oh my God, we're in this bad situation. What are we going to do? That's how I took it. It was like, this is great. It kept my mind off the situation at hand. And plus, I had a fashion faux pas. Oh God.
I didn't realize it when I was working on it. What are y'all talking about?
I'm like, oh my God. Fashion faux pas.
Saw that, Martin? I didn't see that.
That's that's
All right, so relax, relax.
Fashion faux pas. And I'm trying to play it off like,
I saw. I ain't want to say nothing, but
neither did anybody else. And neither did I. I'm like, how do I do this without being obvious?
Oh my God.
sometimes it is what it is. But that's
Yeah.
just that's the same thing I said about the last question. You're at home and you just don't know what's about to happen.
Yeah, no.
So it just those things that you can cover up in the studio. No, it just brings the realism when it's you home, whatever that. Oh, something could mess up, whatever. So it's what it is. But I think she did steal the show. I think it's well, looking back at it now, it's kind of funny seeing people lose their minds over it. Because heck, we all lost our mind for a little bit. So just to see it in real time, whatever. It's good also to see Mr. Earl and Arissa there, but just to see that just in real time what's going on. How everybody's just going crazy.
Oh,
You didn't know what.
Martin, remember the real time? It was an NBA lockdown.
Yeah,
With an
Oh,
exactly.
yeah.
OKC game, it was an OKC Utah. Ruby Gobert was on Utah. Chris Paul was OKC. Remember that time?
I remember.
Security guard was ran to the referees. They had to tell them because everybody was on their seats and had a little conference, almost like a couple
Hmm.
hours. People had to leave early, and then the fans gotta leave, gotta leave. Like when I find out later,
Mhm.
I got back from Philly camp that time. I was at Philly camp that time. Somebody told me NBA was suspended. I'm like, are you serious? You stop playing. And then find out, oh, okay. Now I know what happened.
Yeah.
Rudy Gobert got sick. He was initial illness, not at the game. And then find out he got the COVID. Nobody didn't say anything.
Wow.
Right. So you look. I mean, when you see, when a crisis happens, everybody's going to go crazy, and just to catch.
Thank you for joining us today for our In the Beginning Revisit topic. Join us on a second part for In the Beginning Revisit series in Connecting During Crisis.